So Lord gives us ways and means to come to Him. And actually, He's very sensitive because He gives Jiva the opportunity. The opportunity of what? The opportunity to connect to Him. The opportunity of going back to Godhead, to Him. But even though He gives opportunity, through that opportunity, He gives that free will. Few days back, we discussed about this, about how tapasya is very important. And that tapasya is not meant to showcase ourselves, that I'm getting up so much early in the morning, that I'm doing my sadhana, that I'm doing this, that. It's not to showcase that. So that's again coming into the plane of fruitive. Because why this fruitive mentality has to be curbed right from the roots? Because this fruitive mentality is a mentality which is involved in our life since our childhood. For that reason, our acharyas they tell us to perform tapasya. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattva. For that to happen, one should come to the plane of goodness. You see a tinge of difference in the consciousness. Arjuna was able to figure it out, and then he clearly submitted himself. Because Arjuna was giving reasons that I will do this, I will do that, I will lead my life like this, and I'll lead my life like that. He's very clear with that. So, through that clarity, when the things are not manifested in the way he is expected, he knows why this problem is coming. For example, in the life of a pure devotee, when they see that this so and so problem is coming, they would immediately check and then see their heart. And then what they would do is, they would try to see the solution is internally only, it's not external. Because if we closely observe, this is what Prahlad Maharaj also told Lord Narsingadev. Because Prahlad Maharaj didn't have mystic powers, but Prahlad Maharaj didn't have this, that, or the creation power or the destruction power, just like Brahmaji and Lord Shiva had. Even though Prahlad Maharaj didn't have those things, but he had one thing, giving his free will to the Lord. This is actually the beginning of tapasya. Actually, in the life of sadhaka, he will not see that this is a great thing. For the others, it might look great, but for himself, he's not feeling that as great. Because just like a child, if he gives some gift to the father, the other child might feel great. Oh, this my friend is giving me beautiful gift to his father, which I'm unable to give. So he might appreciate, but the child who is giving it to the father, he doesn't think that, oh, this thing is a great thing. He just thinks that my father has given me so much. This is just a way of showcasing myself by sharing my little gratitude to my father. Because he is feeling indebted. Because his father has given him so much in his life. He's always feeling indebted. So through that indebtedness, any tapasya which the sadhaka is doing to come to the plane of pure platform is not at all great. Because he himself is thinks that whatever he's doing, it is less only. Because my father has given me so much. Likewise, when we understand that Krishna has given us so much in our life, we will never feel low, or we will never feel walked on, because we know He's always protecting us, because we know He's always giving us shelter, because we know He's always taking care of us. We are sleeping, the heartbeat is functioning. We are sleeping, all the bodily organs in the body, they're actually working internally. No, we did not train them. We did not tell them you need to work like this, you need to work like that. We did not give any indications within our body. It does detoxification during the night. It is trying to repair any cells which were supposed to be repaired. It's doing everything in the background which we do not have any clue or idea. Same way, the Lord is actually working in the background. Same way. There's no difference there to what is. Every annantarastu paramanu chayantarastam. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajam. Brahmaji is praying at every nook and corner, at every atom, at every even 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 the gap between the atoms, the Lord is present. Hare Krishna. We might not perceive that. We might not see the Lord in that way. But when we see how the acharyas are giving the vision, how Lord Chaitanya authorized Brahma Samhita for all of us, because he's the one who found it. Otherwise, the teachings of Brahma Samhita which we received is only one chapter, one synopsis, one chapter. The rest, that is what we have actually. Through that, the Lord wants to reveal us everything. Actually, I always think about this. One class is actually enough to really understand the process and then take it up. But the thing is, every class which we discuss, which we try to assess from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it is what? It's a reassurance of that faith. It is reassurance. That means I'm getting another more assurance that when I do this, when I aspire for this, when I try to understand this, this actually gives the shelter and the hope. Three things one should always aspire. One should be grateful, one should be mindful, and one should be hopeful. Grateful of what? Grateful of what we have received. Mindful is what? Mindful of the received things, using it very mindfully. And then hopeful is what? After doing those things, hoping for the betterment. Hoping for the betterment. That means knowing one thing, maintaining the other thing, and then hoping for it. Hoping for what? Hoping for the mercy of the Lord. This is actually the sadhaka's life. Because he's always grateful in whichever situation he's been kept. He's always. Just like Arjuna, he says, Duryodhana can take this kingdom because I do not want. Just imagine, dear devotees, if a person who's trying to put one down continuously, not once, twice, or thrice, 4 times, 10 times, no, continuously, the other party is trying to put one down. That's what happened to Pandavas. Continuously, the other party was putting them down. But now the attitude of Arjuna is, he's not envious of them. This is actually an indication. You know what is the indication? What is the barometer of whether we have an envy or not in our heart? This is a barometer. The person is putting one down continuously, but still we are praying for their betterment. That is a sign. Because who can do that? Who is completely firmly fixed up in the teachings of the Lord? Who is firmly fixed up that this is the only shelter, this is the only hope for me. That person can only aspire for that state of consciousness. That person within his heart, that comes naturally. That comes because those are the qualities of the Lord. Just like we see Mother Draupadi, when Ashwadhama, he killed all his Upapandavas, all his children. They were very young. He wiped off everyone. Still in that case, she's telling, just forgive him. Cannot understand actually. The heart of the pure devotees cannot understand. Still at that moment, she's telling, please forgive. I do not, because I know what is the pain. When one's own children die in front of her, she says, no. I do not want the same pain to be given to the mother of Ashwadhama. I don't want that. I really don't want that. This is what she is. This is what actually she is aspiring. Please understand. That means she's thinking about the other person. How does she takes? What's gonna happen to her? What will she do? How can she accept it? How can she agree to that situation? How can she understand that? Because I have seen the moment I've seen that my children are lost. I don't want to give that kind of pain or trouble to others. Same thing Arjuna is manifesting in. They're all one party dear devotees. Just like Mother Draupadi, she was manifesting the quality in her heart that I don't want to give any pain to others. Don't want to give any pain. Even Krishna is insisting there. No, 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 you kill this person. But Arjuna, externally, it looks actually Arjuna is not following the instructions of the Lord. But Arjuna knows the heart of the Lord. That's why he did not follow. Arjuna, here, he is actually telling, no, 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 I will not kill him. Looks like he's not following the instruction. Lord told him to kill. But Mother Draupadi is telling, no, do not kill. So he followed her. Now, which he also heard that, yes, he's not this body, he's a powerful spiritual. He knows everything. But still he forgave. This is a real tapasya, dear devotees. To forgive the other person. Krishna is immensely pleased with that. Why the Lord is again and again telling that? For this reason. And yesterday we discussed about that, right? How different states are there in one's consciousness, in one's attitude. There are different levels. That's what Srila Prabhupada says at the beginning of Gita in the preface. He says that the progress of sadhaka depends on his attitude and how he's trying to follow. If the attitude is right, everything is right. If the attitude is wrong, no matter what we do, no matter what we get in this life, people might appreciate us. People might say that, oh, you're doing great things, or you're doing great services. People might, glorify, but that will not go. That will not be helpful for us because the attitude is not right. Prabhupada says that one should cultivate the attitude which Arjuna had. Because it's only to Arjuna Krishna has spoke Gita. He did not spoke Gita to Duryodhana. That means the mentality of Duryodhana, Krishna will not go. Krishna will not give the mercy. to the person who carries the mentality of Duryodhana. That means, what's in for me? What's in for me? I do not want this. What's in for me? So that state we should always see, dear devotees. If we should always aspire for this consciousness, thinking about others. Mother Draupadi aspired for that. That's why she received that Akshaya Patra. Why do you think that Krishna has given Akshaya Patra to her? This is the reason, because she's completely selfless. She's on a pure plane. She doesn't have anything else in her life other than to please the Lord, other than to serve the Lord's devotees. She doesn't have anything else. For that kind of a person, the Lord is ready to give Akshaya Patra, because Akshaya Patra is what? For whom it is being received? For the person who really wants to give this benefit. He's not thinking about himself, he's thinking about the others, for the well being of others. This aspiration one should aspire. This is what we need to. This is actually Krishna consciousness. This is if you see the life of Srila Prabhupada, if you see the life of a spiritual master, they're completely like that. There's no other motive in their life. No other motive. The real motive is this actually. Life after life, one should actually aspire for this state of consciousness. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadesha kamaya. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavate bhakti rahetu kitvaya. My dear Lord, I do not want any of those things. I do not want. I'm just a caretaker. I'm not. That doesn't belong to me. But we always think that that belongs to us. That is why a deeper reflection or a realization or an understanding doesn't manifest in one's heart, because everything is in the heart only, dear devotees. For example, you're doing an action, it comes through a consciousness. We're not a matter, we're not just a matter where we just do things like that without any thought process behind it. We are a serious conscious being. There's a thought, there's a reason, there's a desire which is addressing that. Example, you are making bhoga. There's a deep desire to please the Lord. There's a deep desire to please the acharyas. There's a deep desire to submit to them. Because we are submitting. If it is not done with that consciousness, then because Duryodhana, he made 1,000 preparations to the Lord. Krishna did not accept that, but he accepted the banana peels which Vidura offered it to him, because he offered with devotion. The other person offered with pride. Krishna is that kind of a person where he accepts only out of love. But he'll wait life after life for that. He doesn't compromise on that. That's what there's a beautiful submission by Srila Prabhupada on these lines, where he says, my dear Lord, what can I offer? I cannot offer. What can I do? I cannot do. What can I aspire? I cannot aspire. What can I understand? I cannot understand. Please, I'm very lowly. I'm completely out of picture. My spiritual master told me to do this. That's why I'm offering. You please accept. I know I do not have any qualification, but please accept. See this, dear devotees. An acharya showing us how to lead a life. How do we submit oneself? Just this is just a prayer. This is just a prayer of offering bhoga to the Lord. See the attitude. See what is he giving us? He's not he's not telling that I made so many offerings, please accept. Look at the mode. This mode Vidura had. Out of love. He wanted to give the Lord out of love. He really wanted to give something else, but somehow the moment he has seen the Lord, he didn't know what he was doing. Through that submission. Because dear devotees, when a sadhaka is completely absorbed in the process of pure devotional service, sometimes he really didn't, he doesn't know what he's doing. At that moment, the Lord accepts. They don't know. For example, we see these scenarios. Sometimes the father is waiting outside and then the child is born. He's so happy that my child is born. And then he doesn't know what he's doing at that time. He doesn't remember those things, but those moments are very cherishable, very relishable. Because his intention is nothing else actually in that. He's simply accepting that state. Because with utmost submission he's doing it. Because that momentary state is very dear to the heart actually. Please understand. That momentary state when one submits to the Lord, then the Lord is actually accepting that. Because it's a beautiful spot. But it's completely joyful. And then praying to the Lord for that blessing in his life. The Lord accepts that. Because devotee knows. It's all given by the Lord only. No, for that person, don't we aspire for doing tapasya? Tapo divyam putrakayana shata. We aspire for that. Definitely we aspire for that. My dear Lord, let me do this small thing to you. I know this is not a great thing. Let me just submit to you. Please accept. Please accept. This the Lord is asking. He's asking our heart. He's not asking our things. Because he's bhavagrahi Janardhan. The Lord is not karyagrahi Janardhan. His bhava. He aspires for that bhava. Please. I really want that. That is what Lord. He wants us. He wants that from us. Doesn't want anything else. Doesn't want our things. Doesn't want any of those things. He wants that consciousness. After complete submission, Lord is looking for that. That's why Srila Prabhupada says it's a process. Krishna conscious process. It's a process. Surrender is a process. Initiation is a process. Taking Diksha is a process. It's a lifelong process, lifelong commitment. For that one require training. Every pastime in the scripture gives us a great blessings. Gives us great hope to battle this material nature, to combat the problems or the issues of this world. To combat that only. There's so many problems. But we have solutions for all the problems in Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? It's a beautiful conversation between a pure devotee and the Lord. That's what you see in Bhagavatam. These are all beautiful conversations between devotees. There's some conversation between the devotees and the Lord. That's all the Bhagavatam is. Lord Shiva is praying to the Lord. Oh, my dear Lord, please always give association of your pure devotees. Why is he aspiring for that? That means there's something in that. Lord Shiva, who is Lord Shiva? We can destroy this creation within a moment. Yes, that power, that Shakti is an empowered personality. Vaishnavanam Yadashampu is the greatest Vaishnava. That Vaishnava is asking, please give your pure devotee association. He tells this to Prachetas. No, please, I really want this. Please help. He's praying to the Lord. He's helping, he's guiding Prachetas that this is what you need to cultivate in your heart. He's showing through his example. He's showing through his heart and heart, through his life and soul. He says that this is what I want. Because at pure devotee association, what happens? Krishna stays there. Lord went to the home of Vidura and he's taking that banana peel, but he doesn't want to go to the place of Duryodhana, even though he has 1,000 preparations. Because he's not seeing the external things, but he's seeing the heart and heart of that person. But Lord is bounded to that person. When we give ourselves completely, Lord will also give himself completely. That is devotion actually. And this is what our acharyas wanted us to come, wanted us to give, wanted us to teach. So through the conversation yesterday, which we discussed, there are different gradations. And then the real essence. And what is the different gradations and then what is the real essence? Because if you actually see, the person really has to take us there. Please understand. He cannot just say that, oh, you go this side. That is what the Vedas are telling. But our process of Krishna consciousness, they take us there. Don't worry. You don't know how to go? Okay, just sit here. I'll take you there. That is our process. That is our Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That is what the followers of Lord Chaitanya would do. They take us personally. You sit. You don't worry. You just relax. I'll take you there. And in the meantime, while I'm taking you there, please develop consciousness. By the time you reach there, your consciousness has to be completely purified. If it is not, again I'll repeat. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna. At the end of Gita, he says, Arjuna, if you do not understand, I'll tell you again. Then Arjuna said, no, I understand. Karishya vachanantava. Itatyasya tata guru. He says, Karishya vachanantava. My dear Lord, I'll do everything for your happiness. I know, and I will fight for you. This should come in the life of devotee. My dear Lord, my dear spiritual master, I'll do it for you. That's what all the acharyas have did. That's what all the exalted personalities, but that's how they realized the process. They did, they came to that state. Fully submitted. When that happens, then the process will be different. The process of Krishna consciousness will be totally different. Then getting up early in the morning will not be a burden. It's a joyful experience. Actually, our acharyas really wanted to give the joyful experience only. It's not like they're doing it out of discomfort. They're feeling happy with doing it. And nobody's forcing them also. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not force Rupa Goswami Sanatana Goswami आप सब छोड़ के आना है. He did not tell them. They themselves, they want to do that. He did not force anyone. Actually, if you see Chaitanya Charitamritam, Lord doesn't force anyone. And if you see Bhagavad Gita, at the end, Krishna was not forcing Arjuna. Krishna consciousness is not a forceful process, it's a joyful process. And that will come through Shravana only. We need to understand how great this process is. It's really great, dear devotees. Just see the nature of the Lord. He's telling he's ready to express his heart. He's telling, I will repeat you everything again. Just see the patience. That means these are the qualities which we see in the devotees also. The pure souls are they have a lot of patience. You see, a spiritual master is like so fierce. He's ready to tell the same thing again and again, 100 times. So only asking should follow that. Your only desire. There's only desire that they should understand this. How important this is, because if you see all of these teachings, they're not being forecasted at the school, they're not being forecasted at the office, they're not being forecasted somewhere else or in a mela. No, they're not being forecasted. They're forecasted only in the heart of these pure souls, the acharyas. That's why acharya upasana is very important. Because what does acharya upasana means? Acharya upasana means hearing their heart. What is hearing their heart? Hearing their heart means hearing Krishna. That is acharya upasana. Hearing the Lord. Find that kind of souls, because our movement is beautiful actually. No, actually, nobody can put a mark on this. Such a beautiful science. Find that kind of a person. When we find that kind of a person, then all these things will become futile. Because Lord is sitting, Tomara Hrudaya Sada Govinda Vishwam. The Lord is, Nartunda Chakra is telling, the Lord is sitting in the heart of a pure soul. He sits in the heart of pure soul, because pure soul has unlimited Vaishnava divine qualities. Unlimited. We don't know actually. Unlimited qualities. And the Lord is pleased to that. Now, when Lord is ready to do it, repeat it unlimited times, then what would be the state of consciousness of his followers? Same thing. Whatever they do, they will repeat the same thing. Just like a child, you see sometimes, if the father is ringing the bell, the child will also see that, and then he will also try to imitate that. Prabhupada says that in Lilamritam, when I've seen my father, I wanted to do that. This is the attitude. And Lord is so pleased with that. Even though they might not know the details why they are doing it, but still, the heart is what Lord is looking. Lord doesn't watch whether we know the details or not. Something here and there, that's okay. But the heart has to be pure. The heart has to address everything. Amanitvam adambitvam. Adambitvam, we should aspire for that state. Complete selflessness. Dambitvam is what? Pride. Pridelessness, not selflessness. Adambitvam is pridelessness. We're free from the pride. Just we need to aspire more and more. That's why when we deal with others, when we deal with our office colleagues, never think that if I'm humble, they'll put me down. Krishna is present. If the other person is putting us down, that's okay. Nothing will happen. If the world will not fall on us, nothing will happen. That's why Krishna consciousness has to be there at every moment. Not like it's in the morning business, or it's in the evening business. No, we might come like that, but it should be the business 24 hours. Even the sleeping is for the pleasure of the Lord. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Any comments? Any questions? Would like to share anything? Hare Krishna.
Now, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All blessed to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so very much, Prabhuji. Beautiful points on owning the spiritual master, and then you also mentioned the in the pure soul. Krishna is in the pure soul. So how do we know whether he knows knows what exactly we are doing, or whether we are surrendered or not? Uh, we'll get we'll get to know easily, because Krishna is we can clearly see, like the pure soul, they wouldn't be talking about anything else other than Krishna. And how can we uplift this soul closer to Krishna? It can be clearly visible. And once we have that kind of a qualities in a person, so we don't want to lose, because all we have to check our consciousness on what exactly are we heading to, whatever we are doing, but is it in the pleasure of the spiritual master or not? If not, then our goal of reaching Krishna is lost. So if it is lost, then there's no point in joining all these classes, japa, and it'll be, as you say, tantu. That's all. It has no substance. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much for reminding every day, and uh, giving the real lessons, not just but but actual lessons. What works is what you're giving. For that, thank you so much.
Actually, if the consciousness is not there, everything will become heavy. Any little thing which we do, the mind will always ask, "Oh, why are you doing this? What is the reason of doing this? You can do something else." When the consciousness is not invested in our daily life, every day, if the consciousness is not invested, if we don't think about these things, if we don't understand, there's so much nectar actually. A couple of days back, we were discussing about the trade, how Vyasdev, how Vyasdev's heart was not happy. There is a problem. That opens up everything actually. That is actually the synopsis of Bhagavatam, where it is a clear indication in one pastime, all the Vedas, all the Upanishads, all the Puranas other than Bhagavatam has to be kept aside. Just through that one glimpse, just through that one glimpse, that his heart was not satisfied. That itself is a clear indication that none of these things will work. Only Bhagavatam, they both will work. Nothing else will work. Because in Kali Yuga, nothing, कुछ काम में होने वाले नहीं है. Nothing will work. Your so-called meditation, so-called dhyana, so-called this, that, so-called karmic activity, so-called karma kanda, nothing will work in this world. Nothing will work in Kali Yuga. Only Bhagavatam, they will work in this. Nothing will work. That is actually Vyasdev has manifested through his pastime only. And he wrote about that in Bhagavatam. Because he knows if people would understand this, then they'll get to understand everything. Like yesterday my spiritual master was telling, if you understand one aspect, if you take one aspect from the scriptures and then meditate upon that, you get everything. Yes, we get everything actually. We get that hope. We'll be grateful, we'll be hopeful, we'll be mindful, and we'll be hopeful. These three things will be manifested because we know. Because to whom we are grateful to the Lord. To what we are mindful to what He has given us. And to what we are hopeful for what He will give us in the future. That means we are seeing the past, we are leading the present, and we are forcing the future. Seeing the past through gratitude, leading in the present through mindfulness, seeing the future through hopefulness. That means at 3 stages we are. Natvanetam nat jatuna natvanema janadipa. Nachevana bhavishyama. Krishna is telling, Arjuna, I am there in the past, present, and future. So you are also there in the past, present, and future, but you are not seeing, I am seeing. So that Acharyas, they give us that vision. That's why we are ever grateful to our Acharyas. That's why we want to do Acharya Vasana. We want to meditate on them. We want to understand their heart. We want to know their heart. We want to serve them. We want to please them. That becomes the life. Because in 3 instances, they are there. They are in the past, they are there in the present, they are there in the future. That we need to understand. It's a very deep science, actually. Krishna consciousness is so sublime process. So sublime. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'll stop here. I think it's 6:30 at your time. Yeah, it's 6:30 in Memphis, 7:30 in EST. Okay. All right, I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. If I caused an inconvenience through my words, please excuse me. Now let us all offer our humble obeisances, and all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord were just like desires can fulfill the desires of everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Ancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu Anantavati Vaishnava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Namapanama, Gosha Prabhupada. Thank you.